Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. We will definitely win. Ukraine stands. Ukraine's fighting for the democracy of the whole world. Couple of days of unstoppable rain or heavy rains during the day or night, depending. We've had already some quantity, not so small, but I would say pretty big quantity of rain, and roses, they are close, or maybe some of variety they are already on the peak of their first flush. This spring and start or beginning of summer, they are not so easy for our gardens because spring was unusually dry. Even for my region, Lviv, which is, we used to have pretty many rains during the spring months, but not this time, not this year. And beginning of summer also, we've had already pretty high temperatures, up to 30 Celsius, and my region is not the hottest one. Of course, we have much more hot region like Odessa, Kherson, Mykolaiv, Zaporizhia, etc. And of course, they had, I think, already even over 30 degrees Celsius. But luckily and happily, rains came to our regions, to our ground, and roses, they received maybe second life, and they have started prominently blooming. And but they differ from variety to variety. Some of them on the peak, some of them only starting, and I will show you a couple of beauties while this walk through my rose garden. Part of my rose garden, because I have 4 parts. I would say 4 to 5 parts. It depends how to count. And let's start from Ukrainian bread variety. This is central part on your screen. Pretty intense pink, or even juicy pink, or some interesting shade of pink, pink raspberry, something like that. This is Marko Vovchok, and it's dedicated of our writer. And this is Polyantha rose. It was bred half a century ago, and it is pretty popular. I see it in public places, in public parks, and of course in private gardens as well. It is pretty its clusters, they are pretty rich, pretty big, and it blooms in clusters. Flowers, they are not so long lasting, but they are not, of course, not 1 or 2 days. No, they will be on the bush up to a week, I would even say. Although, as you can see, they are semi-double, but they stay on bush pretty long for such type of the flower. And of course, it depends on the weather. But I must admit that it reacts good for every weather condition, whether this is sunny or rainy days or long-lasting humidity. Everything works okay for this rose. It has pretty light fragrance, and I think its attractiveness is the color and form of the flower. Form is very interesting, and I would say very attractive. Thanks to shady weather conditions now, I could, or my camera, it could transfer the color pretty precisely. Although it could differ a little bit, it could be more brightening or more shining during the sunny day or sunny hours, and it could be more subtle during the cloudy or near rains or after rains weather. Behind this beauty, we see one more, Blue for You, one of my favorite varieties, and it is definitely on the peak of its flush. I think maybe 2 weeks and flush will end. Although there are still, you can see there are still a lot of buds which are started to open or close to start to open, but of course there are many flowers already opened and many of them already ended their blooming. And bush for the first flush, it is pretty neat, pretty compact, but during the second flush, closer to the autumn, it will be much more higher. Now it is up to 1 meter maybe, and closer to the end of the summer, it will be definitely 1 meter and 50 centimeters, at least it could be even higher. And it is very generous, it's very bushy, it's very branchy. Flowers, they are growing in clusters. Clusters are very rich, very big, and they opened and they are opening pretty generously also. This variety, these flowers, they could be impacted by the sun activity while exposed to the sun, but not severely. There are varieties in my garden which influenced much more by the sun activity. This variety, Blue for You, it has very strong fragrance, very good felt, and it has wave. And here closely to one another, a couple of rose varieties growing, like Rhapsody Blue, which this variety and its life this year, this season, is very interesting because it already had first flush, and I think the second flush started, or this is not distinctly maybe separate flushes, because first blooming of this variety, Rhapsody in Blue, it was it shown me pretty deformed flowers, not very good formed because of this dry ground, dry soil, and now it starts to bloom next not branches but clusters. So yeah, but it has very strong fragrance, and it in combination with Blue for You, with Midnight Blue, they provide a very good place to smell all these touches of fragrances. Midnight Blue, one more beauty, and this is not peak, it only starts. It had already opened a couple of flowers which already ended their life, but you can see a bunch of them are opened, and much more buds are still waiting for to be opened. And its neighbor is Julia Child, this yellow beauty, and I love combination of this violet, deep violet with yellow, and also I love combination of red with yellow. That's why I have planted here both of this combination. And while you will be looking at Julia Child, I will tell you our daily statistics, our daily terrorist attacks which Russia, terrorist state, they commit to Ukrainian people. And while I was thinking, right now, prior to this video filming, I was thinking it's time maybe to film video and show you some beauty, and I have read news. And prior to this video, Russia, they attacked Kryvyi Rih by missiles. They hit directly residential area, and as of now, our rescue services, they found 6 people dead and 11 wounded with different levels of injuries, and of course rescue works are still continuous, so we expect the victims to be more, unfortunately. And during this night, Russia, terrorist state, they attacked Ukraine with combined missiles. This was combined attack by missiles, Shaheds, missiles Kinjal, missiles Iskander, X-101, and together there were 30 different types of this death weapon, and they have made some destruction in Kyiv region, Dnipropetrovsk region, Zaporizhia region. A lot of injuries, and unfortunately, of course, wounded people. So Julia Child, it's I would say it's starting. Of course, it's shown me already couple of clusters opened, but still this is not the peak of its flowering. It only starts. it's blooming. There will be more. And in general, I have noticed that Julia Child, it opens pretty, from season to season, from year to year, it opens pretty lately, comparing to all my other roses, and especially to its neighboring roses. But not this year, maybe. Maybe this year it will be combined with Midnight Blue in time of the flowering. I'm trying to show you different views. Different points of views, a lot of buds, so expect to be more. And you see how interesting color of Blue for You rose. The only one disadvantage of its rose, of this rose, is its thorns. It's very thorny, and unfortunately this is not rugosa or hybrid rugosa or some old rose, so for which for them, these hybrid rugosas and old roses, it's not necessary to cut them. We can leave them as they are, and this will work also good for them. But this one, Blue for You, I have to cut it after the first flush and cut, and this process, prune process, it could be pretty traumatic based on such thorns. Ice for You is very severely damaged by the beetles, like this one. Much of the beetles, they attack a lot of varieties, but Ice for You, it's very severely damaged. But still, of course, it gives a lot of clusters of flowers and blooming pretty well. I see already first signs of mildew or black spot. Unfortunately, diseases, rose diseases, they are already on their flush as well. Roses, let's go next, maybe couple more, and then in the other video, in separate video, I will show you some more, not to overwhelm you with information. Noir Desir, Barney, Italy, Floribunda, one of my favorite because of its color. It's very deep, very intense deep red, and for camera it's pretty hard to transfer its color. Unfortunately, I do not have professional camera. This is from my phone. And I love it because, in addition to its color, I love it because of its form of its flower. You can see how interesting this form is. Pretty, I would not say long lasting, but I would not say that couple of days. No, I think 5 days, and of course it depends on the weather. I have not noticed signs of the sun activity, but it could be not spoiled, not damaged, but it could have some signs of long-lasting humidity. Its petals of the flower, they become with some brownish shades, and of course this is not very attractive at some point. But this bush, it only starts, so first flush is on its way. Summer Beauty Acropolis, very interesting variety, and also I love this variety because of its interesting shade. It could show different color, not even shade, but different color, from salmon pink, from salmon coral pink to greenish, creamy greenish, and it depends, and each flower, it changes its color from this one, which you can see now on your screen, to greenish shades, distinctly greenish shades. And I will not demonstrate these shades, these greenish shades to you now, because clusters only starting to bloom, and I maybe will have a chance to demonstrate this later. But I do see here pretty severe, not severe, but not good, of course, signs of mildew, unfortunately. This is another Ukrainian bred variety, but it's, I think, coming to the end. This is hybrid tea, Akvarel Rose Park, bred in Kyiv, our capital, in our main national botanical garden in Kyiv. This is hybrid tea, as I mentioned, and this is pretty coral, deep coral pink. Very interesting, also very interesting color and very long lasting flower. This is the very first flower of this bush in my garden, first season and first flower, and it is already a week on the bush. Yeah, so very long lasting. I could imagine what will be next year with this beauty. What to show you next? Let me show you this, another pretty bright accent in my rose garden. This is Cinco de Mayo, I don't know how correctly to pronounce it. And it's very prominent. It's very, of course, eye-catching rose because of its color. This is terracotta with brownish shades. If you have hot cocoa, if you have brown velvet and terracotta, and what else? Maybe black tea, Japanese bread variety. You could imagine this color. It's pretty Laoka, yeah, one more variety. It's pretty similar to them, but of course it's still unique, but pretty similar. You could have at least some imagine how it could be seen. Maybe while I'll do a shade by myself, you will have a chance to see its color more precisely, because of course it will also be more intense and more darker closer to the dusk than during the sunshine. Now we have a pretty evening hour, but sun is still shining out of the clouds, because we have there, I see pretty dark sky. I think we will have another shower, rain shower today. I think we'll see. But you see how intense and how interesting color is. I saw this color is not so oftenly faced in roses, but I was mistaken. I already have seen pretty many varieties in such color palette. Bush is pretty, I would say, big, not huge of course, but pretty big. It was cut very severely after the winter, because its wintering was not as successful as I expected, but it gave me already a lot of clusters, a lot of branches, and first flowers, first branches, first clusters, they already finished their flowering. And now I'm not sure how to call now in Ukraine after such a hard wintering, because for many Ukrainian rose breeders wintering of their roses was not successful, unfortunately. And there were earlier in spring we've had some pre-flush, maybe I would call this some pre-flush blooming of roses, and now I think we have exactly first flush, because bushes, they received their strengths based on received humidity, watering, and yeah, they have now a lot of strengths to show this beauty. Couple more. I am grateful, plant and relax. I love this name, and of course I would love to plant and relax a lot of such varieties, to be to make myself coffee and sit or walk through my garden and just to observe this beauty. Pretty usual pink, I would say. Yeah, I think roses in pink color, they are not popular, but they are oftenly faced, and this is maybe most usual color of roses, so of course with different shades. And not all the pinks I love, but this pink I love because of its name, yeah. Plant and relax. Interestingly, what variety from this series you have? Please tell me, or yeah, leave in comment. What to say? Yeah, I will show another beauty. I think, interestingly, whether it's popular in your gardens in your country. Summer song, and sun just came out of clouds. Maybe it will be hidden during my voice about this rose. Why it is interesting? Because it has very unusual color. Very unusual color. It's so deep orange, but deep fiery orange, deep carrot orange, a very interesting shade of orange color. And in addition, it has fantastic fragrance. If you have Carolinite, this is sport from Summer Song. And Carolinite, it has very interesting fragrance, non-usual, and it's hard to describe by words, but I describe it like candy or some sweets, definitely sweet and interesting fragrance. And this one, Summer Song, it also has very interesting fragrance. It a little bit like Carolinite, but a little bit different, and it also some sweet honey, candy-like, toffee-like, very, very, very. I would plant it only even for this fragrance. And in addition, it has such an interesting color of the flowers. This is Davidoff rose variety, and it will not stay long on the bush. Flowers could stay even 1 day only during the heat, when we have, for example, 30 and close to that temperature. It will definitely be only 1 day. But if we have maybe up to 25, it will stay maybe 3 days. So of course, it also depends whether this is humid weather or not, but not a week, not a 5 days. 5 days, it will be lucky for, it will be luck for us if it is 5 days on the bush. Bush itself, it's now pretty compact, but because of non-good wintering, it was pretty highly damaged, pretty strongly damaged, and it received very strong prune during the spring, almost ground level, or some of branches they were definitely ground level, and but as of now it has up to 80 centimeters, definitely up to 1 meter, and pretty good through the whole height. So very good bush, because closer to the autumn it will grow pretty long branches, very long branches, and it will be not so neat as it is now. So I think it will work good in buckets, in a vase, but not sure how long lasting it has vase life, whether it's long lasting. Not sure, I doubt in this, but maybe it's better to try. Do you cut roses for yourself? Interesting, because here I could not say here in Ukraine we do not practice, but that people, that rose lovers who I communicate with, they do not practice to cut flowers, roses especially, namely roses, to themselves. They prefer to watch them, to see them, their beauty in garden, on the bush, but not in the vase. Interesting how you behave concerning your rose bushes. Thanks for your attention, thanks for watching, for listening, for commenting. Till the next video, and bye.